Hey guys, so Qwen Image Edit 2511 natively supports transferring poses from one image to another, but sometimes it does not work. That's where AnyPose LoRa's come in handy. They can transfer some complicated poses perfectly without the need for control maps. So let's see how to use AnyPose LoRa's with Qwen Image Edit 2511. Let's get started. The download link for the AnyPose LoRa's is available in the description. Open that link and you will see a page like this. Here we can see some examples of the LoRa. If you scroll down, you can find a lot of information regarding the LoRa. One thing to note is that the AnyPose LoRa is not just one LoRa. It is two LoRa's. I know it may be confusing at first. We need two LoRa's, which are base and helper. Both LoRa's should be set to 0.7 strength. Well, you can definitely play with the LoRa strength to see which works best for you. For the LoRa, the developer recommends a prompt, so you should be using this prompt for any pose to work. In some cases, the background might change, so there is another set of words recommended by the developer for stopping the background from changing. But I found a better way to make sure the background does not change, which I will show you later. Now, let's focus on downloading the LoRa. Scroll up and click on Files and Versions. Here, we can find both the base and helper LoRa's. Download both of them, then put the LoRa's inside the LoRa's folder of ComfyUI. Now, let's switch to ComfyUI. So here, I have already built a workflow. I will give you a basic overview of this workflow so you can start using it. The download link for the workflow is available in the description. So let's have a quick overview of the workflow. In here, we have the image loaders. In the first image loader, we will load the image where we are going to change the pose. Then, in the second image loader, we will load the image from which we are going to copy the pose. So in the first image loader, let's choose another image. Let's go to the Pictures folder, and then let's choose a photo. And in the second image loader, let's choose another photo containing a different pose. Let's choose this one. So we are going to transfer the pose from the second image to the first image. Also, we don't need the third image loader, so let's keep it in bypass mode. Then we have the subgraph node of Qwen Image Edit 2511. After spending so much time with it, I have to say this subgraph node is a really good node that will simplify complex workflows. In this node, first, we have the prompt box, where I've written the prompt recommended by the developer of the AnyPose LoRa. I also added an extra sentence to make sure her clothes don't change. Then, under the prompt, you can see I have selected FP8 mixed of Qwen Image Edit 2511. Then the clip, which is the same text encoder I used in my other Qwen Image Edit videos. Then for the VAE, it's just the same VA used for Qwen image models. As you can see, I am using the 8 steps LoRa with a strength of 1.0. You can also try the 4 steps LoRa for improving generation speed. Then I have selected the AnyPose base LoRa with a strength of 0.7. Then we have the AnyPose helper LoRa with a strength of 0.7. The shift value is just the same value I used in my other Qwen image edit videos. For now, I am using a fixed seed, but you can also use a random seed if the generation does not work properly. The steps is 8, the CFG value is 1.0, the sampler is Euler, the scheduler is simple, and the denoise value is 1.0. There is also an option for setting the output resolution based on image 2, so if you want to, you can use it. But remember, it does not use the exact resolution of image 2. For further changes, just enter into the subgraph and make your own modifications. Here you can see that I have added the AnyPose LoRa's in series. Now let's go back to the main workflow. To make sure the background of the first image won't change, we have the SAM3 node. As you should know, SAM3 is now natively supported by ComfyUI, so we can use SAM3 to extract only the pose. And then we will send that extracted image to Qwen Image Edit 2511. Depending on your second image, you may need to change the prompt of SAM3. Right now, I wrote, the woman. So if I run the workflow, the woman will be extracted from the second image. For further modifications, enter into the subgraph. We also have this preview image node. So instead of running the whole workflow, just run the preview image node to see if the SAM3 extraction was good. And here we got the woman, so we are ready. Then we have the Reactor Fast Face Swap node. Well, I found out that after Qwen Image Edit 2511 changes the pose, the person's face identity also changes. To fix that, we will be using Reactor. Unlike in the old days, the developer of Reactor has solved a lot of issues, making the node easier to use than before. If you don't have the node, install the custom node pack called ComfyUI Reactor from the ComfyUI Manager. In this face swap node, I am using HyperSwap as the swap model. The download links for the models I use in the Reactor nodes are available in this workflow. Some models are automatically downloaded when you use Reactor for the first time, but some models you need to manually download. So, download the missing models and put them inside the correct folder of ComfyUI. Now, let's go back to the Reactor Fast Face Swap node. Here, I am using RetinaFace for face detection. Then for the Face Restore model, I am using GPEN-BFR. It is important to use it because after the face swap, the result may look low quality. With the restore model, we can fix that. Then we have the Reactor Masking Helper node for further refining of the face swapping. In this node, I am using Face YOLO V8 as the B-Box model. Then for the SAM model, I am using SAM-VIT B01. Depending on your swapping, you may need to play with the settings of this node. Well, I'm going to skip that. Also, for further refinement, you can give your own mask to this node, and for that we can use the SAM3 model. Then we have the Save Image node for saving outputs. We also have this Face Similarity Reactor node for checking how much the swapped face looks similar to the original. And we have another Face Similarity node for comparing the Qwen image edit output with the Reactor face swap. Now let's run the workflow and see how the result is going to look. So it's finished. Let's have a look at it. Here is the result of the Qwen image edit pose change combined with Reactor. As you can see, the result is quite good. Well, if it isn't good enough, we can always try another swap model, but in this case, I am pretty happy with it. Now let's take a look at the similarity. The Reactor face swap output has an 85% similarity with the face of the original image. Meanwhile, the Qwen image edit output similarity with the original image is around 62%. So yeah, I think the Reactor output has much better similarity with the original face. Also, note that Reactor does have its limitations, especially in cases where hands or any other objects come over the face. In those cases, the swapping may not look good. Well, I'm not going to show you more examples. Instead, I also want to show you another workflow I made where I combine Qwen image edit for changing the pose with Flux.json Klein for face swapping. You can try this workflow as well. I am using the Flux.json Klein 9B True V2 model from another user, which is a fine-tuned model of Flux.json Klein. The download link for the model is available in the description. So that's it for this video. What is your opinion? Please let me know in the comment section. Thanks for watching, see you soon with another video, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel.